Hi, this is Sean with Ksenos USA. Today we're going to go over some of the features of the new Ion user interface. At the top here we've got the timeline that you might be used to seeing if you used our software in the past. It's very quick to recall footage with this. I simply left click on it, drag and reverse, and I'm looking at playback that way. All the playback happens in the main screen. There's no special part of the software that I have to go to. I can simply drag the timeline. I can go back to real time by clicking the arrow to the right, and it shows that we're back in live footage. So we'll drag again so you can see that real quickly. 5 minutes in the past, 19 minutes in the past, and I can continue to do that with my mouse. I can also make it more detailed by zooming into the timeline. So now we've got the car happening here on the top left. I can stop that car and I can put him back, or I can drive him forward with a lot of control. We'll go back to real time. The 3 buttons indicates the main menu. We're not going to go over anything in here, but you can see a lot of the settings can be configured from here. And then we've got the system errors. If you're logged in as a user with privileges to see these errors, you can pop that open. I can acknowledge that error. And then I've got my tabs for my layouts across here. And I can quickly navigate to different sections of my building, different camera layouts that I want to pull up. We can create a new layout here by hitting the plus sign. It's blank. We'll open our editor. The camera and layout editor, we can bring out any number of cameras that we wish to from any recorders. They could be a singular recorder that's in the building located with you, or it could be across the world or across your city. As long as you're connected to it, you'll have access to those cameras, and they can all share the same layout as well from different locations. So we'll bring out 4 cameras here. And so you can see here I've got 4, and now I can modify that grid real quick and make them a little bit bigger. When I'm finished here, I can close that and recall my other layouts, and now I've got my new one that I can use as well. We can delete these layouts by hitting the delete button. I can rename the layout by hitting rename. We'll just call it another layout. Hit OK. And so that'll be forever saved for you. So now that we're back on this layout here, we can look over some of the functions that we have, such as the map view. You can import an image of your building layout and position cameras on it in their appropriate spots. If I want to view that camera, I can left click on it and it peeks in on it. Click it again and it puts it back. We can also see motion on these cameras by with a red flashing ring around them. I can switch maps. Just like that. And if I wanted to see where this camera on the top left here exists on the map, I can right click, bring out the radio menu, and hit blink on map, and you can see that that's the designated spot for that camera. I can also bring that camera up by clicking on it. Over here we've got a camera on the top right here that's got a PTZ functionality, so we'll just go ahead and open that one, and we can see we can move that camera around with our mouse, and the directional speed indicator is in the middle of the screen. The more it fills, the faster it goes. And then we could zoom in right here with a mouse wheel, just like that. And I can zoom out, and again, lots of control just with the mouse. We'll put that back, and down here we've got buttons, and these buttons are configurable in the event rule engine. And so it would be if I push this button, then do something. So this would open a gate in one instance. That's what it designated for there. I can turn on lights, I can start recordings, I can move PTZ cameras, all with buttons like this. And these will also hook up to field IOs from either the camera or from a Modbus device that would control normally closed or normally open inputs and outputs. So if we continue down here, you can see these events popping out here. These are alarms in the blue. I can configure these to say anything or be any color for recognition. And if I want to see what caused that event, I can simply click on it and it will snap us back to that point in time using the timeline, and you can see this car triggered that event. Just like that. Now that we've covered the basics of the user interface, let's export some footage. We're going to head over to the alley camera and find an event to export. Let's go back a couple days. Maybe go back to Thursday at the same time. And what we want to do is find something that has gone through the alley and now we want to export it. So we'll right click and area search. And this will give us some motion events that we can use. So I'll play it in reverse really quickly and we can see that it's going to snap a bunch of events over that region of interest. So there's our yellow car. We'll use this one. Turn off area search. We'll back the car up to the beginning of the scene where it just enters the camera view. Right click on the timeline, start selection, and I'll just pull that car through until it leaves. And now the car's gone and we'll end the selection, and you can see there designated by the white outlines here that that's our segment. And to save that to a thumb drive as an MP4 format, we can create video clip down here. And it'll bring out another dialog box that allows us to specify the compression here at the top, the resolution, and then we can also put some audio with it if that camera is enabled to record audio. And then we can browse our computer and save it to a destination. You can rename the file here and then hit save. We can also have the option here of creating a backup, and what that would do is save it in its native file format to an area on the computer. And with that, you'd be able to import it into the same application that we're using here and have all the functionality of the motion searching and layouts and views and just extended functionality beyond that of obviously of Windows Media Player or some other media player software. We can also include other cameras into our backed up footage. So let's go over here to the edit mode and we'll select a different camera. Maybe we'll use the trash can, and we should see that same car up here again on the top right. And so we can see it, they're synced together instantly that way. And now I can export that footage as a video clip into Windows Media Player or something as an MP4, and it's going to matrix these two video cameras together and sync them so that you can view them both during a single playback. And that's all there is to it.